Hi, I'm Lori from Dee's. It's hard to believe that holiday season is already here, but the elves have been working overtime to bring you some Christmas cheer. Now that you've watched Kathy show you how to make a wreath on a styrofoam base, you can create this great snowman. He's done using 2 styrofoam rings, smaller for the head and the larger for the bottom. We've covered him with the white metallic Geo Mesh, and we have a kit all ready for his nose, his mouth, his styrofoam ears, and his scarf. Wouldn't he be great on your door, and you could keep him up all through the winter. If you'd like to make the snowman, we have instruction sheets available for you. This season we have a great styrofoam tree shape. It comes in 2 sizes, a large and a small. And this is made just like doing the snowman wreath or your other wreaths. By using the styrofoam and using your push pins, you just attach the Geo Mesh to the top of the wreath, and we finish the sides of our tree with the fluorescent satin ribbon. You can go back and embellish your tree in any way that you choose. This is just a beaded garland, and we've added a butterfly and a star. This is another great design we have, this beautiful angel. Who wouldn't love to have this hanging on their door? This is really easy to make. You're just going to need 2.5 yards of your Geo Mesh and a styrofoam ball. To make the base of her, you're just going to cover the head with the Geo Mesh and take your Geo Mesh and just pull it up in half to make her dress. And her dress will fold up. And then you'll wire this off, go back, make a bow. Just simply go back and forth, catching it in the center of your Geo Mesh. And this will be her wings, and you'll just attach it onto her and then add your embellishments, and you'll have a finished angel. We also have instruction sheets available for this. This is one of my favorite additions to this year's holiday season, the work wreaths. These are the easiest things that you will use to make a Geo Mesh wreath. You could fully complete a wreath in 10 to 15 minutes. They're wonderful. Let's show you how to use them. Each wire wreath comes in 2 sizes. We're going to have a small and a large, and there's lots of different colors. We have white, green, copper, red, lime. What you want to do is go through first and just straighten up your vinyl attachment pieces that are on your work wreath. It will take you a 10-yard roll of Geo Mesh to complete this project. So once we have everything flopped and separated, what we want to do is just start with our Geo Mesh. You're just going to gather it up in your hand. You do want to use the 21-inch wide Geo Mesh for this project. We're going to start in the center so we can make sure we keep an opening on our wreath. And what you want to do is just start, and you're going to use these as your ties. Now I know everybody knows how to twist a bread tie, so if you can do that, you can make this wreath. So we're just going to put our Geo Mesh in there and twist. You want to go about 8 to 10 inches on this center ring, and you're just going to take your Geo Mesh, gather it in your hand, and go to the next set of ties. And if you've never worked with Geo Mesh before, it does tend to have a mind of its own. So don't worry if all of your loops are perfect. We're just going to continue around this center ring, twisting in our Geo Mesh and making our loops. So as you can see, we've finished the center of our wreath, and now we're going to move to the outer edge. Just continue on with what you were doing and start on your back rings. So as you can see, we're at the end of our row and we're at the end of our wreath. And now you have a finished wreath in just a matter of minutes. You could leave your wreath like this, or you could also embellish it and add to it. This is the same wreath, but we went back and we added a berry garland through, a butterfly, and some ornaments. Another great addition to this year's holiday season is the work garland. It works exactly the same way as the wreath. It comes in several colors, and once again, just go through and fluff your vinyl ties so that you'll be ready to add in your Geo Mesh. You're going to do it exactly the same way. Just gather your Geo Mesh and start in the end and just catch it in the tie. You could continue on like this through your garland, but I'm going to show you a little hint. If you'd like to light your garland, the easiest way to do that is when you're starting, you want to attach your lights at the beginning behind your Geo Mesh, and it will make it much easier for you. So what I'm going to do is lay my light in. I'm going to go back, attach my Geo Mesh, just twist the tie, and then the tie is actually twisting your lights in there and securing those in your garland. So when I go to the next section, I'm going to leave a little bit of space on my lights, and you can use the Geo Mesh because it's so sturdy to help hold your lights intact. So we're just going to put a few lights up inside our loop and attach the Geo Mesh. We're just going to continue on and just take a few lights, 3 or 4, and put them up into each loop of Geo Mesh. And then use your ties to help keep them in. The lights are a beautiful addition to the Geo Mesh, especially the metallic, because they really glisten. Another thing that you can also do to your garlands, if you want to make it easy and add a little jazz, is you could add some ribbon. You can do that as you're going along, or you could go back after you've completed and just use your ties again to help attach your ribbon. The possibilities are endless. You could use ornament balls, you could use berry picks, anything to adorn your garland. Geo Mesh can be a great addition to all of your decorating needs, but it really looks great in trees. Let me show you how it's done. There's lots of different ways that you can use the Geo Mesh. Up here we've made a bow and used it for a tree topper. You can also take advantage of your tree branches and just twist the Geo Mesh into your tree. Depending upon how full you want it, you can just go through and make small tucks and tuck it in the tree and run it all the way through, or you can make larger poops. And it really helps to fill in and add to a tree and make it have that wow statement. Here's another really easy way to use Geo Mesh in your tree. With this tree, I took Geo Mesh and cut it in 1-yard pieces, just gathered it in the center, and tucked it in the tree. I even went back and added a little ribbon to the center. Look how beautiful and full. On this tree, we used 2 different styles of Geo Mesh and mixed them all through the tree. Isn't it beautiful? Maybe you have some greenery wreaths from the Christmas past. Jazz them up this year by adding a little Geo Mesh. This is a greenery wreath that we have just gone through and tucked the Geo Mesh all the way around. And I went back and added some ornament balls and some ribbon. What a beautiful way to brighten up that old wreath. I wanted to show you a couple of doors that we've done. On this particular one, on this garland, I've used a regular greenery garland and added the Geo Mesh in and some ribbon. We've also got our lights so it'll glisten at night. Over here we have our work garland. We've added Geo Mesh, ribbon, and some picks to brighten it up. We've also used Geo Mesh in our door swag. Don't forget, Geo Mesh is also available in different sizes of ribbon. We've used it in this garland and wreath. Thanks for spending time with us today. Don't forget, everything you've seen today is available at Dee's.